only one or two of you can realize that in a part of our planet, in the second millennium, there are governments acting in the same barbaric way of 1400 years ago. According to any Western definition, the state is to generate law and order for safety and security for its citizens accordingly. Such is an understanding between the citizen and the government that provides protection for citizens from inside for law enforcement and from outside the military. In examining what's happening only in Mubarak's era, it is effortless to point out that no single kidnapper was brought to justice in spite of the gravity of the crime and its frequency. The real number of girls is unknown officially for various reasons. One of them, that the cooperation between the Egyptian law enforcement and the kidnapper. Another one, Coptic family decided to hide this shameful issue with their silence. Another one is don't talk due to the threat from the law enforcement. Local researches indicate that there is cooperation between Saudi and Egyptian authority for funding and establishing a price for each case based on economic, cultural level of Gear family. And maybe I need to explain this for 1 second. They decide, for example, this girl is coming from a rich family, so her price could be $20,000. This girl it is from a poor family, so they give the guy $500, but the same goal is just kidnapping and raping this girl. The abductions are carried out by different methods. Starting with a friendship in the schools, girls know other girls, she invites her to home, became friends. Going back home late, she told her, my brother could take you home, and the story starts, and she get kidnapped and raped. Other way, the girl walking in the street, somebody approach her, spraying drugs, take her in the taxi, take her away, and kidnapped and raped. The important thing here that these girls, they kidnap with gangs. 2050, I was watching a YouTube the other day, the 13 years old was raped in 20 days of over 50 persons. 13 years old girl. Anyway, reacting to this marriage conversion incidents, the Egyptian government labeled that with love story. Once the case reached the outside, once the case reached the Western, say, this woman fell in love with this guy, what's the big deal? And those people living in the West, they believe and accept this version. But the question must be asked here, why are only Coptic girls falling in love with Muslim men? And why are no Muslim girls finding a Christian husband? Well, for this question, I will answer you by the end of my speech. But the saddest issue is that the consequences of those actions are devastating psychologically to the majority of girls because they are in their teenage years. In spite of the great physical and psychological effect on most girls, the prospect of their future and life under these new circumstances is horrible because there are serious difference between the relationship in a Coptic family and other Arab families. Finally, and due to the time, so Jeff doesn't be upset with me because I don't want to take more time with other people's speeches, I will end by quoting some of the examples of instigation throughout the Egyptian media, school, universities, and mosques, as well as in the streets. The endless number of fatwa, in English means edicts, that provoke against Copts, such as fatwas range from considering Copts infidels to be killed, subjected to all kinds of injustice. Some fatwa encourage kidnap Coptic daughters and others. In spite of the fatwa being clear instigation to violent and criminal acts, the Egyptian government does nothing to prevent them. Sheikh Abdul Halim Mahmoud, former Imam of Al-Azhar University. Azhar University is one of the important Islamic universities in the world, wrote in his book, the book name Believing in Allah, saying, and I quote, "Christians are like malignant and contagious diseases. Muslims should be unjust to them. They should despise them, treat them roughly, and boycott them to force them to convert to Islam." Sheikh Muhammad Matawi al-Sha'rawi wrote in Al-Ahram. Al-Ahram, one of the important newspapers in Egypt, and is semi-government newspaper, in September 2nd, 1992, saying, and I quote, "Having sex with a female bestows honor on her since the master does to her what he does to his wife." He also was complaining along with his group when Serbs raped Bosnian women. Personally, I condemn the action of Serbs, but I wonder why the same sheikh never said anything to protect Coptic women. Perhaps according to this, Coptic women and girls do not deserve the same respect. The Imam of Mosque of the Jurisdictional Society in Asyut, Upper Egypt, repeated publicly and for many years in his Friday ceremonies that, and I quote, "Christian women are lewd for every Muslim."